Welcome to the AI News Roundup, where we bring you the latest and most exciting developments in the world of artificial intelligence. This week has been a doozy, let me tell you. We've got AI doctors in India, AI love gurus in China, and a virtual influencer who's basically the Miss Universe of the algorithm world. And yes, before you ask, that does mean we've somehow managed to make beauty pageants even weirder. Buckle up because things are about to get interesting. Let's kick things off in Bangalore, India, where doctors are using AI to make healthcare more accessible and efficient. Now I know what you're thinking. AI doctors? That sounds like the plot of a dystopian sci-fi film where the robots inevitably turn on us. And you wouldn't be entirely wrong to think that, but hear me out on this one. These AI aren't performing surgery or anything, but they are helping doctors diagnose diseases earlier and more accurately. Which, let's be honest, is a lot more than we can say for WebMD. This is a huge deal, especially in a country like India where access to quality healthcare can be a major challenge. It's like giving doctors a superpower, allowing them to treat more patients and potentially save more lives. It's early days, but this could be a game changer for healthcare around the world. Speaking of questionable life choices, let's talk about love, or more specifically, the lack thereof. Apparently, young people in China are turning to AI love coaches for help in the dating department. That's right, folks, algorithms are now dispensing relationship advice, which is both fascinating and slightly terrifying. I mean, on the one hand, it's kind of sad that people are so desperate for love that they're willing to take advice from a computer program. On the other hand, have you met some people? They desperately need all the help they can get. And who knows, maybe these AI love coaches are onto something. After all, they have access to a vast amount of data on human relationships. Or maybe they'll just end up setting everyone up with someone who looks exactly like their ex. Only time will tell. From the slightly unsettling to the downright bizarre, we now travel to India, where an AI mom influencer is taking the internet by storm. This virtual mother offers parenting advice, shares recipes, and even interacts with her followers' children. It's like something out of a Black Mirror episode, but instead of being terrifying, it's just oddly fascinating. Look, I'm not a parent myself, but I can't imagine taking parenting advice from an algorithm. Then again, I once saw a woman cut her kid's sandwich into the shape of a dinosaur. So maybe I'm not the best judge of what constitutes good parenting. Either way, this AI mom influencer is a sign of the times, and a reminder that the line between the real and the virtual is becoming increasingly blurred. Hold on to your hats, folks, because things are about to get theological. A church in Switzerland is experimenting with an AI hologram of Jesus for confessions. You heard that right? You can now confess your sins to a virtual Jesus, which is either the most convenient thing ever, or the ultimate act of sacrilege. I mean, on the one hand, this AI Jesus is probably a lot more forgiving than the real deal. On the other hand, I'm not sure how comfortable I am with a computer program having access to my deepest, darkest secrets. Then again, maybe that's the point. Maybe this AI Jesus is just what we need to shake things up in the religious world. In slightly less controversial AI news, an AI-restored track by the Beatles has earned multiple Grammy nominations. This is a big deal not just because it's the Beatles, but because it shows how AI can be used to preserve and enhance our cultural heritage. It's kind of mind-blowing to think that we can now hear music that was thought to be lost forever, thanks to the power of AI. Of course, there are those who argue that this is just another example of technology messing with things that should be left alone, but personally, I'm all for anything that lets me listen to more Beatles. And now for the moment you've all been waiting for, the crowning of the world's first Miss AI. This virtual influencer from Morocco beat out a bevy of other AI beauties to take home the digital crown. This is both impressive and slightly disturbing. I mean, on the one hand, it's kind of cool that we've reached a point where AI can create something as lifelike and engaging as a virtual influencer. On the other hand, it's also kind of depressing. Do we really need more fake people in the world, and what does it say about us that we're so obsessed with beauty standards that we're now imposing them on algorithms? In political news that will surprise absolutely no one, an AI candidate named AI Steve ran for office in the UK elections, and finished dead last. This is both hilarious and slightly concerning. On the one hand, it's kind of funny to think that a computer program ran for office. On the other hand, it's also kind of scary to think that someone, somewhere, thought this was a good idea. And now for the most expensive piece of news you'll hear all day. A humanoid robot's first artwork has sold for a cool $1 million. That's right, folks. We're now living in a world where robots are creating art that's worth more than most people will ever see in their lifetime. I'm not even going to try to understand the art world. A banana duct taped to a wall sold for $120,000, so $1 million for a robot painting doesn't even seem that unreasonable in comparison. Buckle up, folks, because the future of air travel is here, and it's both exciting and slightly terrifying. A new AI-powered plane has been unveiled, promising to revolutionize the way we fly. This plane can fly itself, which is both impressive and slightly unnerving. I don't know about you, but I'm not entirely comfortable with the idea of putting my life in the hands of an algorithm. Then again, I've been on enough flights with screaming babies and turbulent landings to know that maybe, just maybe, a computer would be a better pilot than some humans. And finally, in the most surreal news of the week, an AI-generated fashion show has featured world leaders as models. That's right, folks, you can now watch Joe Biden strut his stuff in a virtual pantsuit, or see Vladimir Putin rocking a digital Speedo. I don't even know what to say about this. It's just so bizarre and unexpected. I mean, who came up with this idea? And who thought it was a good idea? That's all for today's AI News Roundup. Stay tuned for more updates on the fascinating world of artificial intelligence. This week alone should have proven that this stuff changes by the day. From AI doctors to AI love coaches to AI beauty queens, the future is looking increasingly strange and unpredictable. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you have any thoughts on this week's AI news, be sure to leave a comment below. Just please, for the love of all that is holy, don't tell me you're taking relationship advice from an app.